Seven deadly sins.
Woo! Seven deadly sins.
Urgh. The testosterone is building up. But
The epicness. It's all one big build-up. The
the,
escalation.
it's
The
going
revelation.
it's going really, really fucked up places with this little fucking Mal bullshit here, man. I'm so
Let's
fucked.
talk about this.
I am super
So,
fucking hyped.
I mean, think about it. When it was revealed, and by the way, spoiler alert to those that have not read the chapter. If you have not read it, you need to go read it. Spoiler, 3, 2, 1. So, can we just talk about how literally the entire war was stopped by switching an archangel over to the commandments, to the 10 demon clan? I mean,
Right?
that's how they thought to do it. That's how they shifted the balance. You bring Meliodas over to the goddess clan side, you got to send someone from the goddess clan side over to the demon side. It's the only way it works.
Right?
That's how they brought the balance, and that's what caused them to push to do the ultimate seal.
It's perfect. It makes perfect sense to the plot. It's not an asshole. It's not, something like the Promised Neverland would do. Oh, we gotta live through the power of friendship kind of shit. And it's just
And
like
can we talk about the character development for King?
King took a beating this chapter.
But he never steps up for people like that. For him to be
Right?
inspired enough to step up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to protect you. Even though you caused all of this craziness, I'm still going to protect you because it's my duty, because it's who I am, and because I
That
care.
that
Like,
fucking blew me away seeing that.
because King doesn't do that. That's outside of his normal character. I mean, if you consider outside of the request of protecting Ban and Diane, I mean, realistically, he doesn't go out of his way to protect very many people.
Exactly. So like him just basically volunteering here is just fucking phenomenal. So
And I
kudos
mean,
for
he knew
this.
he was outclassed too. That's the other thing about it.
He knew he could potentially fucking die here. Essentially, like he kind of got his ass handed to him too. So
And I mean, the revelation at the end where all the archangels are stopping him because he's become corrupt.
right,
I mean, he's utilizing. So Mal is using the commandment seals to become more powerful. It's corrupting him, and he's gathering his power using it. Whereas before, under the Esterosa guise, he wasn't able to master it, but now he's able to master it. And the fact that the archangels want to wipe him out only because he's already mastering the demonic power. Like, talk about a change of direction and an unexpected twist.
it is like this here is just like the last two chapters alone have blown me away to where I'm pretty much fucking speechless. Like, and that's something I don't see very often in manga anymore, to where I'm literally speechless.
Like, it's not only is it just amazingly drawn, the story is like it's constantly developing, constantly twisting, constantly turning, and it's not completely out of character, but it's out of character just enough to cause growth of the character, of each character. Like, if you take King from the beginning of the actual series to where he's at now,
It's
it's a completely different character.
it's fucking night and day. And that's what I've fucking loved about this series. So for so fucking long, like you don't see quality writing like this very often, to where you see actual character development on pretty much a fucking chapter by chapter basis. You don't see actual, fucking plot this deep anymore in a generic, shonen imprint. But you're seeing it now in this. And it's sad that it's almost over. Because,
Well, that's the thing is there's a possibility it may not be over.
well,
There may be more to the story that hasn't been released. Because if you think about it, when everything was being put together, this was almost a non-existent thought up until the Demon Clan was really introduced towards the end. I mean, the last, I would say probably the
basically,
first 60, 70 chapters was essentially the Demon Clan was really not even a thing. Like Meliodas' past hadn't come up. Nothing. Nobody really knew exactly what was going on. The Goddess Clan and the Demon Clan weren't even really explored. It was primarily the fairies, the giants, and the humans.
Yeah.
When they brought that into the fold, I think that was what's developed it and changed it. And here's the thing. Just because this battle may come to an end doesn't mean the war is going to come to the end. And that's the other thing is they may not end the war. There may be another shift. We may see, the Demon King come into the fray in the middle of it and take over, and it be a constant battle plan, create a way to take down the Demon King, So who knows how it could end up going? It could go on for easily a couple hundred more chapters, no problem.
Well, I know that there's been, talks of the series ending fairly soon, but we don't know when that's supposed to be. We might get a spin-off of, like, exploring more of, like, the Demon Clan, or, even just maybe the Demon King himself, and exploring some backstory, somewhat like you have all the spin-offs.
I'd like to see the story of Hawk before he left Purgatory.
Right.
That's what I want to see. I want to see his story.
There's plenty they could explore if they did spin-offs, a la
Fairy Tail. They did a spin-off of Ban's story, his backstory, and that spanned, 12, 14 chapters alone?
Right? There's quite a bit. So, like, they could probably collect that into a volume or two, or even, unless they have over in Japan. I haven't seen it here stateside yet. But
it's possible.
But
they could really take the time to really explore these people's backstories. Like, there's so many interesting characters that they flesh out.
Mm-hmm.
Like most shonens, you get maybe some character development. I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna throw this out there, Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z, you really didn't have very much character development,
right?
With a lot of the main characters, like you did in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so, for example, we even saw characters that got fleshed out in Dragon Ball, pushed to the side. Yamcha, Tien. But
were main characters in Dragon Ball, and they had their own backstories, their own interesting things. There was a lot to them. They brought a lot of that back with Super.
Right.
But if you want to take that into consideration, at the end of the day, they really didn't do a whole lot with their characters. Whereas with Seven Deadly Sins, I'm going to use Matrona. She's a character that just got introduced, maybe 50 chapters ago, and we already have a backstory. We already understand who she is, why she does the things she does, and she's more compelling than half the characters in most of the Shonen Jumps. And that's just one character. That's a side character at that.
Exactly. So, and this just shows the difference between the two magazines. Especially, because if this series was in Shonen Jump, it probably would have got axed. And that's the sad part, because it kind of started off a bit slow, kind of like One Piece did. And even a flashback to any of our, earlier One Piece discussions, Red and Thurman talked about how, like, Oda himself said if One Piece started today, by today's standards and, the magazine, it would have got axed because it was so slow in the startup. So this would have met the same fate if it was in Jump. So since it's from a different imprint, they lucked out. So yeah, there's quite a bit here. But let's dive into this sexy ass Begone Thought moment here. Fucking Mael just Begone Thotting Gowther. It's fucking the most.
Can we just talk about how he's stepping on him and disrespecting him with his sandals?
Uh-huh.
He's wearing sandals doing that. I'm sorry, but that entertained me.
That is just beyond,
He's like, let me stomp you down in these Crocs.
Right? Just like, yeah, let me inflict some pain on it. Oh, right, you don't really feel pain, do you? And then that's what led to, like, the King stuff we were talking about. It's just like, I'm going to inflict all the pain that I would inflict on you onto King kind of deal. It's quite this entire, like, scene here just shows kind of what that switch did to the psyche. Kind of like I was talking about in the predictions the last video. Is like because this is like a twisted, more demonic bullshit side coming through, even though we've had that switch.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's lost all of his psyche.
Exactly. Like it's fucking
He's mentally he's unstable. I mean, think about it. He was literally masquerading around as Estarosa, a
right
made up character.
for God knows how many chapters in total. Like so this
Like he was Estarosa as far as he knew.
right.
So now to have his psyche brought back, he's completely unstable.
So like it's quite a unique turn they've taken here. So I'm just what are your thoughts on where we're going to go from here? Because
Well, right now we've got two archangels, plus, you've got King. I mean, you've got a lot of power going up against one archangel, but we're also talking the archangel of death.
right,
And the way it was put down is Estarosa, quote unquote, was the one that killed him. But in reality, Estarosa wasn't even the one that killed him. Estarosa was him. He became Estarosa and killed his own personality. Realistically, if that's the case, you're talking one of the strongest people of the Ten Commandments going up against everybody. And we already saw the archangels getting their butts handed to them before. So, I mean, realistically, I can see this being a slaughter fest.
Oh, it definitely is. But
4-on-1 is not even fair. Like, it needs to be 8-on-1, realistically.
right, it's they're going to need all the fucking everybody to take him down. Like this is just like.
And the worst thing is, I think he's going to gather all the commandments, and I think he's going to break the seal completely, just because he's that twisted. That's where I see it going, but who knows?
Like I could see it going there because you see how twisted he's become throughout this. This.
I mean, think about it.
These
he
last
has no
two chapters.
To go collect up the commandments, but he is, and he's not doing it for Zeldros. We both know that's not the case. He's doing it for himself,
exactly,
for his own twisted desires.
It's so. This is what I love about the series. It fucking takes you in unexpected places every fucking week.
Which brings up, I want to see Zeldros and Meliodas tag team up and actually drop someone unbelievably strong, like, for instance, the Demon King. That's what I want to see as a finale. If I see that, I will be a happy camper.
Right? And let's face it.
Give me that and I'll be happy.
Let's face it, that would be the perfect fucking ending here. Like, it's...
Two brothers going up against an impossible battle and coming out ahead.
Right?
That's what I want. That's all I want. If I could get that in the next 100 chapters, I'd be a happy camper.
Right?
I mean, I'd even take them taking down Mael / Estarosa or the rest of the angel clan, goddess clan, whatever. I'd even be okay with that. But,
it's definitely... That's one fucking amazing finale.
The other thing that I could see happening is a time warp, because we know that we're on borrowed time now,
right?
For Elizabeth. I'm wondering if we're going to get another time warp, because almost every other character in the group is not limited by time,
right?
At all. None of the 7 deadly sins or the commandments are limited by time, if you think about it.
That is true.
Because all of the sins have an enormously long lifespan. Giants, long lifespan. Fairies, long lifespan. Demons, long lifespan. The only humans would be, what, Ban? We all know he's got the lifespan of forever, pretty much. And the other human would be, what, Merlin? And we both know Merlin has stopped time for herself. So realistically, there's no time span on any of the sins. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a time warp with a power bump.
Yeah, like that would be another thing we could see here.
That's my predictions there. In case any of you out there have any other predictions, feel free to comment about them.
Exactly,
and feel free to shoot down my predictions and how terrible and awful they could be. I'm okay with that. Y'all can tear me apart. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I've learned anything from the series is you can't really predict it very much. Like, because every time you think of something, it's just like a complete 180 of what you thought. So this is going to be the series that I'm very, very hesitant to actually make a prediction on because of that. It's so fucking.
And I
It's
feel like we should end it on this note.
yeah.
No predictions from David. The Mad King Noble has already put down his predictions. Feel free to tear them apart in the comments.
And until next time,
With
peace.
that, thank you.